it's Kristen Redmond, and today we're going to go over those planetary aspects that are going to be influencing us this week, December 20th through the 26th. And today, because I have family Christmases and I still have to wrap presents and do a number of things for the events we've got today, I'm going to split up my videos. Instead of doing the astrological influences and then doing the reading all in one video, because of time constraints, I'm going to have to do them separately. So I will be posting that video for the reading for the week for us separately. Let's just get right to it. Don't mind if you hear my kids in the background. They're very excited for their Christmas with Grandma and Grandpa today. And so they've got a lot of toys out there that are making noises and things. So if you hear random noises and popping, that's them, or coughing, because Jack, our 4-year-old, has a cough. So forgive me for that if you hear those things. But anyway, one of the main things that's going to be happening this week is the sun is going to be transiting into the sign of Capricorn, and that's on Tuesday, the 22nd. And what the sun transiting really represents, and this happens every month, we go into a new sign, and the sun kind of represents our outer selves, our identity, our essence. And it also, where it is on the chart, because the sun of course shines light and warmth and heat into a certain area, certain aspect of that chart for our lives. Where the sun is at, it'll say it's actually shining light on that area of our lives. And right now, where that sun is going to be going at on Tuesday, on the 22nd, is it's going to go into the sign of Capricorn, and that's an earth sign. So that's going to represent a lot of practical energy, a lot of focus on the monetary things, the physical, the tangible things in our lives, health, money, finances, things like that. But with the sign of Capricorn, what that symbolizes, it's the mountain goat. Okay, so it's gonna, you think of a mountain goat and you think they've got to climb up these really long, tall, steep mountains to get to where they need to go to. So that requires a lot of hard work and determination and perseverance. And that's kind of what embodies that sign of Capricorn. So when you think of it, our sun, our essence, our identity is going into that sign of hard work and practical energy and things along those lines. And that's really what the focus is going to be for that next month, is that hard work that we have to put in into our long-term plans. And I know we've really talked about that a lot recently, but that's really what's going on in that planetary alignment, is that focus on the future, for making really positive long-range plans, long-term plans that are practical, because it's an earth sign, right? Capricorn's an earth sign, so we really want to focus on that practical energy, really attainable goals for the future, okay? Capricorn represents our need for structure, organization, accomplishment. Like I said, that hard work, they really want to achieve that. We want to see tangible results. We want to know what's feasible, what's not feasible, and that sun in Capricorn really gives us that opportunity to do that. Like I said, working towards those hard long-term goals, and making them attainable. And what's interesting with that sun, is that not only is that a wonderful transit that we're going to be happening, but also on, let's see here, let me look at my calendar, Monday 21st, what we're going to be going through is our sun is going into the winter solstice, okay? And I'm sure you've all probably heard of the summer solstice and the winter solstice. And I'm going to do a blog post on the winter solstice a little bit more, because it would take a long time for me to talk about that. And it's really kind of a cool and interesting aspect that happens for us every year. But I'm going to nutshell it here for you, what that really means, what it is. When they say the winter solstice, the sun is at the lowest point in the horizon that it's going to be for the year, very, very lowest. And in ancient cultures, what they really believed, for quite a number of years, and there's obviously still cultures that observe it, but they see that sun at its lowest point in the sky, and they view it as the sun being reborn. And like I just explained to you, what that sun represents in astrology for us is it represents our outer selves, our essence, our motivation, where we're going. So when you think of it in those terms, it's almost as if we are in that process of being reborn as well. And we know how much hard work, Capricorn energy, right, that we've put into things in this past year, of course, but I really think the past few months especially have been a major turning point for a number of people. Um, so it's a wonderful symbolization of that rebirth and starting into a new year on those terms. And what a good time to do that while that sun is in Capricorn, so you can really make those long-term plans, how to make it work. So check for that blog post. I'll put that up on my Facebook page when it's ready. Today, definitely going to have it up by tomorrow because that's when the solstice happens. So, but that energy kind of carries through the rest of the year. It's that same idea. So, so that's what our sun is doing. Then we're going to go to the moon. Okay, remember we talked about that new moon happening where we put all those hopes and dreams into that empty moon that for the goals for what we want to have happening. Now that full moon is going to be coming into effect. That's on Friday, and that is when the moon goes full, and that's when all of those possibilities have come full. That moon is full of the light, full of those possibilities that we've been manifesting, and then those blessings can come forth through that full moon, through the power of the full moon. So what's going to be happening this week as we go into that full moon cycle, we're going to go through the signs of Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. Okay, so as we're going through the Christmas holiday, we've got Aries, which is it's a fire sign, so that's going to be a lot of motivation. There's that cough. That's a lot of motivation. That's that fire, that drive, that determination. That's pretty awesome, right? That's what we need the next couple of days. That's going to be energy the next couple of days for us to really get the shopping done, for all the Christmas baking and all the Christmas lists crossed off and everything done. That's where that motivation comes from. That moon is that inner self, our inner emotions, and our thought process. So here we are in Aries, being able to do that. We're going to go into Taurus right around that time of Christmas. Taurus, Gemini, that's going to reflect our physical surroundings, our money. We're going to be focused on that, not spending too much around Christmas. That's pretty awesome that the moon phase is going to be in there at that time too, because we're focused on those long-term plans of money and things as well. So you've got that. Gemini, to have the moon in Gemini around Christmas is great because that's all about social interaction, communication with others. And a lot of aspects are good around that right now too, in that Gemini energy. So Christmas is going to be a really good and memorable one for us this year. Not maybe necessarily in terms of presents and things like that, but it's going to be those communications, those connections we have with the people that matter most to us. When the full moon actually happens, that's going to be on the 25th. Like I said, that's Friday. And it's going to be in Cancer at that time. And Cancer represents our need to give and receive emotional security and warmth. And when you put that full moon, okay, it's in opposition. They're right across from each other with our sun in Capricorn, okay? You got these two directly opposing each other. What that energy is going to give to us is a balance or a drive to really balance that conditional and unconditional love, okay? Because unconditional love is going to be represented by Cancer, that need for emotional security and strength and warmth. And Capricorn's that really independent sign of working hard to build structure and kind of deal with all of those, that sense of duty that we have and obligations that we have in our normal daily lives. So what that is we're going to be enjoying our home base and the needs of the ones we love, but combining that with a sense of duty and obligations that we have that are the responsibilities outside of our home. Okay? Hold on just a second. Riley and Jack, please. Had to get off the mom's voice. Sorry. Had to do it. It's like, ah. Okay. A lot of crazy energy, right? And that's kind of like a perfect segue to go into this nest aspect that we have going on. Uranus, that planet of unpredictable, rebellious energy. Okay, it's been in retrograde, and I don't have that written down exactly when that happened. I want to say it was in the springtime that it went into retrograde. Usually planets stay in there about 5 or 6 months. Some are a little bit longer, but retrograde, that planet that represents our need for freedom, our independence, our rebellion, big time. It's going from being retrograde to going direct. Okay, so when that planet's going to be in retrograde, we're going to have a lot more push to rebel and to, really strive for our freedom. Okay, now it's going to go direct. And it's also going to go direct in that Capricorn energy. So it's going to automatically be grounded in that earth type energy. Okay, so in the past several months that it's been in retrograde, we've seen a lot of unexpected financial gains and losses because Uranus is stationed in our second house for all of us right now. That's the collective, all of us right now. That second house represents our money, our physical items, our tangible things, our health. And it's also dominated by the sign of Aries right now. And like I just said previously, for our, where our moon's going to be this week, Aries represents the very first sign of the zodiac. So there's a lot of energy behind that, a lot of drive, a lot of push. And that also means that when we're driving and pushing ourselves, sometimes we do it without thinking. So when you put Aries in that second house, we kind of have that desire to impulsively spend our money because that second house is money. So there's been a lot of push for that. And with that, we've had a lot of unexpected financial losses and a lot of unexpected financial gains, okay? And with Uranus going direct now, it's going to kind of tone that crazy energy down for those unexpected wins and losses and things like that. And with that, we have, like I said, that Capricorn energy. So budgeting is going to become a priority. We are going to be focused on creating a really good structure for our long-range plans for those financial gains to kind of keep that trend going. Okay. Now, with that unexpected energy, when it's in retrograde, it kind of goes on the bad side of it. So we kind of have more losses when it comes to the finances. But now that it's going direct, we're going to have unexpected gains. So keep an eye out for that. And especially since Uranus is the dominating planet, or the ruling planet, they say, for the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is coming up very soon. That's January 20th through February 29th. So kind of keep an eye out for those of you that have really experienced a lot of issues with that Uranus loss through that retrograde. Keep an eye out in that Aquarius time of January 20th to February 19th for some kind of unexpected good gains to happen for you, okay? Another thing I wanted to touch on really quickly too, and then the coughing and the craziness and the toys out there got me, that Uranus energy got me sidetracked. Another thing with that Sun in Capricorn, Saturn is that ruling planet for Capricorn, okay? And Saturn represents our need for structure and stability and discipline, self-discipline, and just order in general, okay? And why I wanted to touch on that right now is because Saturn is at what they call a critical degree, okay? For certain signs, that's going to be for Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarian signs. So if that's one of your signs right now, you've really been feeling a major push to get that structure, order, that embodiment of that planet of Saturn in this, where the house it's at right now is in that 10th house of career. So for you all, myself included because I'm a Leo, all of these fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, you've been feeling a lot of massive energy around you in regards to the structure of your career and how to better it. Keep those long-term plans going, really tangible Capricorn, logical plans for your career, because right now wonderful things can happen because, like I said, it's at a critical degree for your particular signs right now. So, and there's a few people that I have done some astrology charts for recently where Saturn is their dominating planet. They have a lot that has to do with finding order and structure and self-discipline. So right now, especially for you, you folks that I've done these readings for with Saturn, you're really feeling a push this week in that area of career, but also in the areas of self-worth, because it's directly impacting that crazy Uranus that we were just talking about. But so for you, especially if you've been having major issues with that right now, that's that energy behind you really trying to push you to create that structure for those long range plans for your careers. Okay, get to work, light worker, right? One of my friends says that, and that's really what that means right now. Really get to work on those plans to make that career that you've dreamed of really happen. Energy's behind you. Okay, now for all of us, I'm going to do a reading in the next video. I mean, this video has already been 15 minutes. I'd be here for like 45 minutes talking if I did a reading too. But for those of you that aren't going to watch the reading video, I want to tell you to have a wonderful and Merry Christmas. And I'm sending wonderful energy for you through the blessings of that full moon that you've culminated. Wonderful things to come. And for the rest of you, I will see you in my next video. Merry Christmas.